Hi everyone, welcome. Ryan here from the London Craftsman channel. Today we are restocking our filters. As you can see behind me, those two filters I've run out last year or the year before, can't remember. It was well over a year ago. We cut up about 40 or 50 of these squares that you can see lying down. They're a bit manky just there. But we are out of stock right now. We need to just cut some up. Let me just show you the fans that I have. There is already a video on this of me making these filters, so if you want to see that, go up the top. It's a bit more of a comprehensive video. But basically, we've got 400mm flat fans. This is a stud wall, so the air just goes straight through to the outside, hence the reason we need to put a filter on the front. These ones have just been lying there. I've just run out, I've had to reuse them, and yeah, they're not in great condition. They generally last for about an hour or so, and then when you put one in, you can, and it gets clogged up at the front, you can then just peel a layer off and then you get a little bit more time out of them. As you can see, the fans are getting a little bit caked up because I'm not using the filters properly. And yeah, so what we're going to do is go into the workshop now and reload some more filters. And Sean's in here working away, so don't mind him. Just making some brackets. As you can see, we've got this filter on a roll and it's 50mm when it puffs back up. You can see. Yeah, it's got a little blue front layer there. But yeah, what I was saying is when it gets caked up on the front, you can literally just peel this and split it apart just to get a little bit more, another 10-20 minutes use out of them. But what we have here, I've got two squares cut to the right size, OSB, and they are the size of what I need. And I've got two for a reason, because when you do cut these and you've got a stack of 40 or 50 or even more, to be honest, I had about 100, I believe, out of the last roll. The pile is huge. It will stretch from the workshop all the way down to here when they're stacked, but you can compress them. They compress into literally nothing, literally a millimeter. So we just stack them in between two bits of wood, squash them together, and then put some handy wrap around them or a rubber band or something like that, or some bungees, and it keeps them together, and then you can just pull one out. So what we're going to do, I'm only going to cut a few for this video. I'm going to unroll it a little bit without getting in Sean's way. And I'll leave a link for this stuff. Probably going to be the cheapest way of creating filters out there, making your own, and it doesn't take long. So I've got a sacrificial board here, something I can cut into. As you can see there, it's out the other end. And I simply put it there. So when I put my board on the top like so and line it up, then I could just use my Stanley blades and cut over. We can always put another tile next to it like that, and it's ever so slightly big here. Okay, to be honest, this one is slightly out of square because I did freestyle a piece off of that. I'm not really worried about that. Just going to start with a fresh cut, and then I could just cut that back. Let me go and get a scrap for the return cut. There we go. I've just put a little square there, so that will just live there now for the remaining. So I'm going to cut up the whole roll most likely. And again, just run that Stanley down. And there we go. Almost forgot, got to split that apart. Again, I could just spend a little bit more time setting up the boards underneath. This was a little off-the-cuff video. Yeah, just cut that tile down. Job done. So there we go. We've got two tiles there, which should be the perfect size for our fans. This is how I stack them. So put them on top of your tile, as many as you want. We realised that it was a two-man job when we had 90 or so to do it. We had our filters stacked on edge in the workshop when we cut them, all 90. And then we just put one of these either edge, and then me and Sean just gradually squeeze them together. There we go. We've got one at the bottom and one at the top, and they will just compress into nothing. So even if you've got 30 or 40, that is all you need to do. If they get a little bit too big when you've got 90 or so in them, put a bit of handy wrap around them, or a bungee cord or something, or a bit of string, and happy days. Now that is the way I stack them, and you just simply just remove that to grab your filters when you need them. Let's go in there and put them on. So doing some spraying right now. As you can see, it's pretty full in here. Got one more coat to do on some whites. Okay, so I've got my fan set up to this little unit, so when the sun's out it charges this for me. Might as well save a few pennies with the electricity. Let's go and close the door up so we don't suck the dust through. The door is open, so we got the air getting sucked through. The best way is to turn the fans on first. There we go. Yeah, doing this one-handed, and I just have the fans on the lowest settings. It probably could be tweaked, these boards, they're not 100% perfect. There we go. So that we've got probably an hour's worth of spraying. So what I've basically done is fitted those fans flush with the wall, and then I built a little frame around it, and then I just took the size of the opening of the frame and cut those OSB tiles to the same size, and that is that. Hope that's helped. It's a really cheap and easy way of making your own booth. A lot of people ask me about these, and when I leave the links, I've noticed that a lot of people do buy these particular fans that I'm using. I've gone for the 400 diameter. That works for me, and this size. To be honest, they do ramp up. I've got them on the lowest setting, and they absolutely fly. They would go so fast that you probably won't be able to hear me. So I've got them on the lowest setting, but remember, when they do get clogged up a little bit, they will slow the fans down. So what I was saying about peeling them back is when they do get a bit clogged up, I just grab a corner and just peel it there, because that layer would be a little bit clogged. Hence the reason we've got a pile down there. I don't really care about the mess at the bottom, because every year or so I do clean all this up and scrape up all the paint. So yeah, really cheap and easy. The roll isn't expensive. Go and have a look at the links. If you want to know anything else I've got, like the turntable that I spray with, have a look at my links also. Yeah, hope that's helped. Great rest of the day. See you next Sunday.